all we do.
What's up, everybody? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Skinny Moose.
Your boy Fat Squirrel.
Rob.
And we brought on JD Horror himself for a part two. So, I can't remember if I asked you in the last interview or not, but do you play horror video games?
I played Doom and Half-Life. Like, that's as horror video game as I get, I guess. I don't really play a lot of video games, so.
You don't play no Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Dead by Daylight or any of those?
No, I used to play like old PC games, but I don't even have an Xbox or PlayStation or any of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Steam, you can get all them new games like that now on Steam. They have that Steam thing now, bro, or Stream or Steam, whatever it's called. You can do it like the old school video games and stuff. Yeah, they have a lot of those on there. They're pretty good.
Yep.
So would you say your match with Bo Cooper is your most brutal and bloodiest match?
Definitely not.
I would say that, I mean, it was probably one of the best for me, but I say your most brutal one would have to be part 2 with Michael Cougar over at Crimson Crown. I like the part 1 was good, but part 2 was better in my opinion.
Bo Cooper, that was like more of a street fight. Like, that was my first basically hardcore match when I was new in the business. So, I wanted to do much more kind of death match kind of shit, So, yeah, that was very bloody and stuff. But if you kind of watch the video, like, I'm the one doing the most crazy kind of stuff because, Bo's more into like the hardcore, like maybe ECW or WWE hardcore, not so much like the stabby kind of hardcore,
Yeah. And I watched, I love your work over in UEW.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. There's some good shit. I wish we would have had the crowds that are built up now back in those days, with UEW, because there's some good shit back in the day. We were kind of on fire, but
oh yeah,
poor whatever just could never draw UEW, whatever with the bookers or whoever, whoever was that was in charge of, just it was never really promoted well. So I feel like it never really got the steam online that it should have, or the attendance that it could have. Because our highest drawing show ever was me versus Sledge, UW Blood Brothers, when me versus Sledge for the title, and I had the UW title in a death match. Sledge is not necessarily a death match guy. Sledge is my tag team partner, basically, growing up in the business, and he was an ROH and stuff. He's more of like a big old buff and shape guy that likes to do like spotty kind of wrestling. He's not a death match guy, but he does death match shit with me. That's kind of my thing. Is a lot of my good friends in the business are like, fuck that, I ain't never doing that death match shit. Okay, I'll do one death match with you. So I do a lot of death match shit with like non-death match guys. So, or guys that aren't necessarily known for hardcore, but like we end up doing some crazy shit. Like I just had a really good one with Hex, who is one of the Best of West students who also trained at New Japan. And I just had a really good fucking hardcore banger with him for the Best of West title, which I won the Best of West title, and I'm going to defend it against Necro Butcher at Crimson Crown coming up.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
I watched 2 of the new matches that he has posted on YouTube, that somebody posted of him on YouTube. So what guests did you have on your podcast that blew your mind the most?
Probably the Vampire of Paris, Nico Clow. He was a convicted cannibal. I had him. I had the Selfie Killer. I've had a lot of different detectives and police officers, all kinds of things like that, arresting people. I've had victims' families, all that kind of stuff. And to paraphrase your question, my show, True Crime Horror Story, is what you're talking about. So everyone knows.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
hey, y'all better go check that out, bro. Give it a listen, bro. It's fucking awesome, bro. It is.
We're gonna hit 2 million downloads this year for sure. So
congratulations.
I need to come back to it. I just get distracted with other shit, playing the band, death matches, being a dad, all the shit I do. I do a lot of stuff other than wrestling. For people that don't know that, I'm active in a lot of different creative things. So I kind of spread myself too thin at times. So kind of took a break from True Crime Horror Story. I've only released 1 episode in the last year. So people like to give me shit sometimes. Oh, it's very nice and consistent. Is it going to be a year till the next one? To which I say, fuck that, motherfucker. You try to research all this dark, horrible shit and have it creep into your brain and your dreams consistently and just delve into darkness, and you see how you fucking like it. And also see if you can produce it at the level that I did, and at the most brutal, fucking craziest level of the most graphic, vile, horrible crimes of all time. It is the most graphic and disturbing podcast out there, bar none. There's nothing out there in any sort of media that is horrible as True Crime Horror Story, as obscene and grotesque as you want to get. So whatever you want to call it, hardcore, there's nothing like it. So
I thought I took a break from the channel. I mean, like, I was doing stuff, but I ain't really been putting too much work into it. I just burned myself out, wore myself thin, became more with the kids. And, you know, I got a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old running around, and been maintaining the new house and stuff. And then, like, Rob's like, hey, you want to do a video with JD? And I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden I got my love back in for my wrestling. So, you know.
Well, yeah, I got a bunch of shit coming up. You know, Crimson Crown, like I said, against Necro Butcher, Taipei, Fist, and Center Blocks. So if you know about the Necro Butcher, probably bar none the hardest brawler that there is, and then you're gonna wrap Broken Glass around his fist. So that'll be a good one. We'll see how that works out. But right now, as it stands, this is match 4, and I'll be damned if I ain't gonna make it a tie now, because right now Necro's up on me 2-1. But I beat him with a broken leg. He beat me when I had a really fucked up arm, use of one arm. So, and then he also beat me clean. So I have that hanging over my head. So this time I'm gonna fucking shake the curse and end the Necro Butcher.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
Fucking go. So, is there a match or a weapon that you won't do? If so, why?
Live animals. And I also really hate when people try to fucking incorporate food into death matches. It's fucking stupid. I don't want people to fucking rub a bunch of food on me. That's not fucking hardcore. It's just stupid. It's not a fucking food fight. People bring like lemon juice and salt. I understand, right? But like when you bring out a bunch of hot sauces and stuff, that ain't shit. First of all, maybe if you're gonna put like Da Bomb right into your cut, maybe or something like that. But you know, it's always some Cholula or some bullshit, and people are trying to pour it on people. I don't want that shit on my gear. I don't want it fucking on me. I don't want to roll around in food. I'd rather have broken glass and fucking shit that hurts and actually it means something than fucking popcorn, bags of popcorn and fucking bullshit, you know, food.
I agree wholeheartedly, bro. 100%.
So true. And it just sucks too for your gear, you know, there's the blood and everything is bad enough, but I don't need to know fucking like plate of food all over my shit in my bag, you know?
Straight up. Get back there and go fucking change and there's all that shit in there, and I understand that.
That's crazy.
How would you say wrestling has changed since you joined the business?
I don't know if I can answer this in like a politically correct way, but I would say that a lot of people are fucking soft nowadays, straight up, compared to you know, not a lot of the people that I wrestle with at the companies I work for. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you know, it's become I hate when a death match looks like a dance and not a fight. So I like wrestling and spots and all that stuff like that, but if you're gonna sit there and make it look like a kung fu movie, you know, from the 80s, you might as well do the fucking dubbed over dialogue. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make it that fucking silly, you know, you might as well and fucking do all that shit and fucking let's insert some pow and bang and shit over the PA system. You know, let's do that too. Like, bang, really fucking cool. You know.
Yeah. To fucking wrestle, get bloodied up and get fucked up, not sit here and jump around and skip around.
Yeah. Since I came back, I changed my style as well. You know, towards the end, I was, you know, fucking mentally and physically just exhausted. You know, I took a 5-year break. Since I came back, I've got into shape. You know, I'm really pushing that, you know, just lifting a lot of weights, you know, getting into shape with that. So incorporating more of like a power style as well, but also just becoming completely unhinged and unpredictable and wild, and bringing that kind of, you know, that's the element. You know, when you watch guys like Masada and Necro Butcher and Schlack too is another one, like all those guys, you know, have they're unpredictable, you know, that believable, that kind of, you know, that kind of stuff. And so, you know, I kind of shied a little bit away from the cartooniness of like the horror slasher, you know, as much as I was going for before with gimmick, you know, and just making it more, I don't know, just evil too. If you watch my Best of the West shit too, I have a completely different character going in Best of the West where I go like this. And I'm very happy about a lot of things, you know. So I just have done just change the character up a little bit in different ways at different places, make it a little different at each place. Something I really can't announce yet that's happening before the Necro Butcher match, even the week before, that I can't announce because it hasn't been announced, is the most important match I've had since I came back to wrestling. I'm going to leave it at that. To me personally, it's for the biggest company in California. I'm just going to say that. It's not necessarily a company that runs other places, but there's going to be thousands of people at the show. It's going to be a death match against someone I respect, huge in the industry. And like I teased earlier, sometimes it's not always death match, guys. But, you know, when your friends want to wrestle you and they want to wrestle you in a death match, and your friend is someone you consider the best pure worker in all of California that doesn't necessarily do death matches, and it's going to be for the biggest company in California,
you got to take it.
Then it makes you excited. You know, it's something that made me excited. So since I got hurt, you know, I had an infection in my leg where I couldn't work out for 3 weeks. I lost 27 pounds from not lifting weights in 3 weeks. Really sucked. I just got cleared as of last Monday, so I've been able to work out for exactly a week. I've already put on 12 pounds in that time. So I will be back up to where I was at that time. I'm trying to get back up to 287 where I was before I got hurt. And then eventually even bigger than that. So like I said, I'm trying to hit the weights hard, taking it very seriously, not taking any days off, doing full cardio, training, all that stuff. I'm eating my vitamins. I'm saying my prayers, brother, because that's how much this fucking match means to me. So I can only tease it that much. I will post it on social media whenever I'm allowed to or whenever they announce it. So if it is even announced, it may even be a surprise. It may just happen. I don't even know. So
that'd be fucking good. How much do you lift when you lift? When you lift weights?
How much do I lift? Like weight wise? Nowadays, I do not lift heavy like I used to. You know, being 40 years old now, and with a lifetime of wrestling, also moving furniture since I was 16 years old, and doing wrestling since I was 9 years old. You know, my joints and everything are kill me. But some of the people that you know I really respect that have taught me a lot about weights since I came back are Super Beast. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's fucking jacked. Like he's like a bodybuilder dude, and Mike Rain, who's also the same. They've given me a lot of advice as far as my workout routines, and as far as like Super Beast told me, after I hurt my shoulder and I was going back, he's like, don't be benching 300 pounds and stuff. He's like, you're too old. It's not even worth it. He's like, I don't even do that. I'm like, what? Because he's jacked and stuff. He's like, just bench a plate 100 times. I'm like, 100 times with one plate on each side? I'm like, fuck, that's nothing. What are you talking about? You know? And I tried to do it, and I got to like 62 when I failed or something. It's actually no joke. So I've been training like those guys, and you know, with low weight, high reps, and you know, higher weights than that and stuff. But like, if you do, you know, 100 perfect, slow control bench presses with one plate, it's way more than doing like 10 reps of 300 pounds, like for what it does for you. You know what I mean? And I'm not hurting myself. You know, I'm trying not to hurt myself and make it so I can now, like before, like last time I fought Necro Butcher, I had one arm because I hurt my shoulder from weightlifting. So
yeah, I think I was right after work, right after you fought Necro. I think we interviewed you last year. So will you speak on the cut that you got in between your fingers at SoCal Crimson Crown for Crimson Crown Wrestling?
I don't know if my webcam is good enough. It's like a fucking $10 one from Temu. So I don't know if it's picking it up. But you see that whiteness right there?
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, you can see this fucking.
Yeah, you could. I don't know if you could pick it up, but yeah, it was pretty bad. So
what was it like sharing the ring with Raven?
Absolutely terrible.
Really? Really?
You guys should know by now that I like hold nothing back. Like when, you know, some people may do these interviews and may just say whatever, but I really don't give a fuck, honestly, about anything or what anyone thinks or what any like politically or whatever. Like I really don't give a fuck. Don't book me, whatever. Fuck you. You know, like fucking don't want to work me. Don't book me. I don't give a fuck. I'll say whatever I want to say. I really don't give a shit. But Raven is a legend. Maybe because I was a green kid. maybe I would have done the same thing if I was him and just came and collected my money and just put someone in a headlock for 20 minutes and walked around the building. or we had like a 30-minute match where nothing happened essentially. So I learned a lot though, because from that match you kind of learn like, you're just going to do what you got to do sometimes. You know what I mean? But with the respect I had, being so green in the business at the time, like that was like the first huge name I worked, ever. So, he's like, don't do anything unless I tell you to do it. Don't punch me. Don't kick me. Don't do anything unless I tell you exactly to do it. I'm like, that's fucking lame. so, but I listened, out of respect for the booker and him as a legend. I listened, and we had a pretty shitty match, like watching back, but like I cut it into a music video, which I think helped me at the time, because it's like, who's this, young kid doing a hardcore match with Raven, barbed wire, and cactus and all this shit? Like me taking all of it, obviously. Which I will say the best thing about Raven, he was cool backstage and stuff too. He wasn't a dick. Like he just was lazy or didn't want to do much. You know what I mean? Like I would say he was cool. But the one thing I'll say about the match that I did respect was the fact that when he pushed, I told these motherfuckers, you can't put the barbed wire on a board on top of a table, especially this big ass fucking thick ass old ass fucking 80s table that was like, I don't even know if my fat ass would break it without the barbed wire board, right? But it was just like this thick ass piece of wood, then with the barbed wire board on top of it. And I told him it's not going to work. Oh, it's going to work. It's going to work. It'll be fine. I'm like, score the table, like make it so the table's going to break really easy or something, because this shit is going to look really stupid when I fucking don't go through it. What happens? Boom. So, right. Crawl out of it. Try again. Boom. Right. Just stuck on it. And I will say, Raven did, he didn't want to do any of that shit. Obviously, I'm taking all the crazy shit, but he did jump off the rope and elbow drop me through it so that way it would finally break. So he did take a little bit of barbed wire and stuff by landing on me and putting it through. So he did do something. He did something that was like hardcore or whatever in the match, but that was about it, Other than that, like I think that was this one real bump, that he took, so or whatever. But so
I know you want to go to Japan, and that's like your ultimate goal. But have you ever thought about going into England or Scotland or anywhere?
I would love to go any of those places. Yeah. But thing about me too, though, is, I have a really, really good shoot job. Like I have a really good career. So like I could never go and just like go on tours. Like Akira's killing it right now. He was like over there for like months. I couldn't do that because I just couldn't. Because wrestling ain't it for me. It's just like something I'm doing, that I do or that I've done and I'm doing right now, but I'm not going to do it forever. You know what I mean? And I'm not looking to make a career out of it. It's not like I love to do it. I love to fight in death matches. I fucking love it, but it's not something that like is my like be all end all of my life, because I got a wife and kids and shit, so, I got a house. I got a, what?
I said, I understand that you don't want to make it your whole career.
Sure.
Yeah. And you really don't as a deathmatch wrestler. I've seen it, bro. Like, a lot of their bodies will shut down, bro. They're like 30, 40 years old, bro. Can't even pick up their own kids because their bodies done shut down because they done it too long.
Well, I think a lot of that, too, is other life decisions other than wrestling, too, for a lot of people, in the industry. I'll kind of leave it at that. There's a lot of people who have problems from wrestling. Don't get me wrong. But, a lot of the people who aren't with us anymore that do death matches and stuff also necessarily didn't, like, go to the Mormon church on their off time or whatever, you know what I mean? When they weren't fighting in a death match, you know what I mean? They just, it's a hard life that is lived by hard people. Like, I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? Whether in and out of the ring, usually a lot of us deathmatch wrestlers are crazy fuckers in all aspects of life, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So,
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on the Terrifier films?
I don't know if I can show you my Hill Girl and my art right there. It's kind of hard to get the angle on this camera, but yeah, I have a horror movie clown sleeve, so you don't really see a lot of it because it's covered by tape and elbow pad right there. But my whole arm is covered in killer clowns and Terrifier, Captain Spaulding, all that shit. So we have a haunted house, and that's my gimmick. I'm usually some sort of clown every year at the haunted house.
Oh,
Captain Spaulding one night, never art because I'm like the carnival barker out there in the front, kind of thing. That's my thing. I'm like, I run it, so I have to talk. So I can't be like, I can never be art or something like that. Plus I would never look like art because I'm not tall and skinny, so that would be dumb.
Man, when Terrifier 3 first dropped, me and my wife was watching it. And it's a funny story. Man, I call it Squirrel. I'm like, I'm watching Terrifier 3. Well, in the opening scenes, I decided that this motherfucker scared the shit out of me, dude. I'm sitting here, I'm chilling, and my kids are asleep. I call Squirrel and I show him that I have my damn gun, and he's like, "What are you doing, boy?" I said, "I got my gun." I said, "If this motherfucker decides he's gonna try to come to life or come through my back door, I'll shoot him." Which back then I lived like right by train tracks, so. Also, what's your thoughts on the childhood characters like, Winnie the Pooh and stuff? Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse.
I fucking hate that shit. That Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh bullshit. Get that out of my horror movies. Take that fucking shit out of here. That's fucking bullshit. Never ask me that question again.
I watched that fucking movie, and the whole entire time I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?" I was like, "What cheap $2 budget fucking movie is this?" I fucking hated that, but a lot of people like it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I tried to watch it. I got about 45 minutes into it. I said, "This ain't no damn horror movie. It looks like a fat dude in a bear suit running around trying to eat people."
I'll tell you
Like,
what.
this ain't a horror movie. What?
Lame.
Turn it off. I was like,
Lame.
man, it was fucking
But
retarded. I was like, nope, I can't watch this shit. Nope.
you guys were asking, you're asking me about the Terrifier and I was talking about the horror movie clowns and stuff like that. Well, speaking of clowns, I was going to tell you guys that my band Hostile Takedown just recorded our new album, and I have a song called Crawl Space about John Wayne Gacy, and we just got our master back of our new album. We haven't released anything at all, but whenever you guys want and you're ready for it, I'm going to play a song through my Roadcaster on your show if you want to listen to it. For the first time, that'll be the debut of the Hostile Takedown song, Crawl Space. So nobody pirated that shit. Wait till it comes out for real. Don't fucking download that shit off of here. God damn it.
Okay, let's hear it. Go ahead and drop it down.
If I can get it to work. I think I can. I usually use my software, not like I don't know what you guys are using to host this, so I'm trying to work with the Roadcaster while doing this.
This morning, police searched Gacy's home and found the decomposed remains of 3 bodies in a dirt crawl space under the house. Dirt crawl space under the house. Under the house.
Step right up, folks. What's the matter with the boy on the long face? How about a woman took a Gacy's crawl space? He's got a way to turn the frown upside down. What's a child's birthday party without Bubba the Clown? Get into the heck trick just like me. Spoiler alert, kid, you gotta have the key. Duck on and around like to be a bore. Oh, Bubba, when you end up in the floor. They say a clown get away with murder. Devil in disguise, devil in disguise. They say a clown get away with murder. Devil in disguise, devil in disguise. Get away with murder. Devil in disguise, devil in disguise. Get away with murder. Devil in disguise, devil in disguise.
I can't do it because I can't do both for some reason on your via your platform or whatever. But I could email it to you and you could play it or insert it right there if you want to.
Yes, email it to me.
I will. So sorry about that. I just thought of it right now. It was not a plan. That's why it failed.
So, if you could do your own horror movie, what would it revolve around? Like, zombies, vampires, slashers.
I probably have like I've probably written like the equivalent of like 12 short movies and like 2 feature length movies and probably like something like 40 or 50 short horror stories and like 2 unfinished horror novels. So I got shit when it comes to that. That was my dream when I was a kid, was to make horror movies, but I just never got to do it, Had kids at a young age, and I've always been a writer, like that's why True Crime Horror Story is good, just because I'm not just like trying to do it like I can write, So I have shit, I have some I re-recorded a lot of them as like creepypastas for Postmortem Show and released some of my short stories back in the day. Send you some links in them. They are all really like not safe for work kind of shit. It's all fucking obviously it's horrible stuff if it's coming from my brain. So yeah.
Fucking awesome.
That is awesome because I listen to your podcast every day at work. Right now, I'm listening to Punk Rock Tragedy of G.G. Allen.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I got to interview. That interview was really good. And the Punk Rock Tragedy that I did about Reagan Youth, had you heard that one?
Yeah, I started listening to it today.
Yeah, it's cool to have. He's no longer with us. Dude from Reagan Youth, the guitar player, on there for my interview, Paul, and talking about the singer who killed himself because his girlfriend was a prostitute who was killed by a famous serial killer. So, and it was also interspersed with the history of the band and their music. So, I was pretty proud of that episode. I really enjoyed interviewing him, and rest in peace, Paul Buckcut. I can't even say it. I'm not even going to try to say it. His last name.
I have
out of respect.
I got a story about G.G. Allen. My uncle went to see him back in the day, and he said on stage he was the most craziest motherfucker you ever meet. But behind all that shit, he was the coolest motherfucker you can meet.
Yeah, I've heard that.
He was pretty cool. My uncle was telling me about that because Merle and the Merles, they're playing in New Jersey this year. I was supposed to see him before the pandemic happened.
I'm not really interested in seeing him. Honestly, I'm not. Like, I don't give a shit without Gigi. Like, and Merle's kind of a dick, So,
right.
I'll just say that. But it was cool. I went to the Museum of Death, took my son. When I adopted my son, I took him to a hockey game and I took him to the Museum of Death. And it was before they had G.G. Allen's exhibit. So, but I'd been there like 5 times. Like, so I'd like talked to the guy, had conversations like about punk rock and stuff. Like, kind of like not friends. Probably I don't even know the guy's name, but like I kind of talked to him a little bit. Every time I was there and stuff like that. So when it came in before they had the Gigi display, before they unveiled it and did the grand opening and stuff like that, he's like, "Hey, come here," and he took me and my son back to like this storeroom. And he opened a crate, and it was G.G. Allen's tombstone. And it was before they put it on their display there. The one that people used to go like fucking shit on and all that stuff like that. If you see any of that stuff, it was there, like the real one. I was like, holy shit, from watching Hated and all that stuff. I was like, that's it. And so he's just like, yeah, I want to show you guys, So, and he's like, I'll just give you guys a second to chill. And just me and my son, we're just like this is fucking weird, because my son is 20 years old. But I've been his dad since he was 10. So he has a very morbid, dark sense of humor like me because he grew up with me. So he's, watched shit I watch or whatever. Like I rubbed off on him a long way to where like he was probably like, I want to say he was like 13 or 14. So he's pretty young, but like he knew all about G.G. Allen and saw all his shit and had his music and had shirts of him and all this shit like that. So he was kind of freaking out as a young kid,
Heck yeah.
Like starstruck by a tombstone, as a kid,
Yeah.
I also
heard
took him to Dayglow Abortion's concert when he was that young. I took him to Conflict, and he got a picture with the singer of Conflict who just passed away. So, yeah, he went to a bunch of shows when he was that young, and every UEW show. He was there cleaning up the fucking glass and the blood when he was 10 years old till he was like till UEW closed. You know, he was there backstage running gimmicks. You'll see him in videos, even running shit backstage, like running the gimmicks when the guys take it off. Sometimes you'll see him setting up weapons. You'll see all this stuff. If you see a kid in UEW videos, that's my son, probably most likely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, didn't you have your daughter over there one time or a couple of times?
Oh yeah, they've been to shows too. Yeah, but my son is the one who really like took off on it. But you know, recently, I made sure when I was wrestling, when all my kids are watching, from the merch, I took them over. They don't really get to see me do like deathmatch shit because like the local shows very rarely, like Best of the West lets me do a couple, but like local shit here where I live is not deathmatch. I don't live in LA. A lot of people think I'm like from down there where like all the shit happens. I'm from 4 hours north, so like that's why I don't really work for like every single fucking thing or whatever because I got to take off work. I've been offered some pretty good bookings recently that I haven't been able to do because it was like on a Friday, short notice. It's like, man, big company, short notice Friday, can't do it. Sorry, because I got to prioritize shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand it.
Have you ever thought about doing an episode on the Railroad Killer or Dr. Alfredo, who Hannibal is based off of?
No, but I have a huge case list. Like I have a big case list that's like categorized by because all my episodes have themes. So it's a themed episode like cannibals or the last one I did was called Domestic Dismemberment, where it's a husband or wife killing and chopping up the body of their husband and their wife, significant other. So that was the theme of the episode. So it's all themed episodes where the cases are a theme. So
when you said they were themed, I was telling Skinny that your episodes are themed like cannibal killers, couple killers.
Because it's designed like an anthology horror movie. So if you like Creep Show or Tales from the Crypt or like those old school like horror movies with all the short anthologies, that's the way my show is. It's like multiple cases of the same theme. Some episodes are one case, like the Gigi Allen one that he was talking about is just one case. Like there's like mega episodes where it's like 2 hours of one case. And then there's episodes where it's like, 15, 20, 30 minutes cases and like 2 or 3 of them,
Oh, yeah. So what would you say is the worst thing to have stuck in your head?
As far as like gimmicks, like
the
Kenzon sucks. It took Masada like fucking half an hour to get the Kenzon out of my head backstage. So I had 2. So he got one out pretty relatively soon. It was like maybe 5-6 minutes. He had one, and I had a big lump from when he did it. And then when it was King of the Death Matches 2015 is what I'm talking about. So versus Bryant Woods. Yeah. So Masada, he's helping me backstage. And he's just fucking got his foot up on the table, just like getting leverage on it, and he's a big boy too. He's strong. Masada is deceptively strong too. You know what I mean? Like he might not be like a bodybuilder kind of guy, but he's a fucking strong dude. Like he's got like big hands and big head and stuff. Like he's a tough, strong dude. Like, so for him to have to get up on the thing and fucking pull so fucking hard, I had 2 fucking lumps. I look like a double unicorn this way, like from the Kenzon. So that sucked. If you watch the spot at Slave to the Death Match most recently, I had a crown. This is my stupid idea because I'm a fucking retard when it comes to death matches. Oh, this is a great idea, right? So fucking I build a circle with toothpicks going all through it, like fucking crown of thorns. And then I had Mosh Pit Mike put it on my fucking head. And he was supposed to hit me with the chair, but the chair wasn't there. And he's like, where's the fucking chair? I said, just get the fucking road sign, sob it. Just fucking hurry up already. Get the fucking road sign. He's like, are you fucking sure? Because it's a giant. I mean, this is fucking, it's no joke. Like a giant fucking steel road sign, way worse than getting hit with a chair with this crown of things. So he does it. Boom. That fucking shit sucks. And toothpicks, I'm like, everyone books me in these toothpick matches because they see viral videos of me fucking doing shit with toothpicks, which I fucking don't necessarily, I'm not a fan of, but everyone's like, oh, JD will do the stupid toothpick shit. Let's give it to him. And all these fans bring the weapons and they bring all this fucking stupid toothpick shit. And everyone's like, fuck that. Because wood is bad for you. If it gets inside of you, it will get infected. Like glass is okay. Like I have glass all in me everywhere healed, but you got to get the wood out. You have to get it out. Yeah. You cannot leave it inside of you. So that when he hit me with that sign backstage, I had to have the fucking people cut me with a scalpel. So they couldn't get it out. So I'm like, you got to fucking get it out. Because it was so in there because it went sideways in. It was like this laid in. So I had to have him cut me with the scalpel in the back of my head. I still get like this little cyst. Like I think there's something still in there sometimes. But I had him cut me with the scalpel, and they're fucking backstage. The medical people, they're fucking pussies. I'm like, fucking do it. I'm like, give me the fucking scalpel. Like, but then finally they did it. I'm like, either you do it or I do it. I think you'll do it better than me. So fucking do it. They fucking cut it. And then there's they're like, oh my God, try to fucking, and then I'm like, you're a fucking EMT, bro. Like you're the medic backstage. Shut the fuck up. Pull the shit out of my head. And finally, my buddy Satu Jin, if you know who Satu Jin is, he's a great deathmatch worker. He's watching him and he just has enough. He just walks up and just like basically shoves him out of the way and pulls the fucking shit out of my head. I'm like, thank you, bro. Like, thank you. Someone can fucking, yeah. Thank you to Satu for fucking coming in there and fucking helping me when the fucking EM teams can't or too scared to do it. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. I'm like, look at me. I'm covered in blood and I just willingly got toothpicks in my fucking head. Just get the shit out of me. I'm not concerned about you fucking hurting me with the scalpel.
Exactly. Like I just got fucking cut up enough by glass and all this other shit. What are you gonna do? Like you said earlier, I know that you started at the age of 9. Would you speak on that?
Yeah, USA Wrestling, freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling, like Boys and Girls Club. So,
you got to be the youngest person that we've ever interviewed that started so young.
Yeah, but not, many people, that's not true because many people have done real wrestling in their amateur wrestling. I shouldn't say real wrestling because what I do is fucking real and you can't tell me otherwise. And anyone who says that it's not, if we had a match, they would say otherwise. Afterwards, they'd be like, "That was the most real shit I've ever been through." So, but what I mean is amateur wrestling, youth wrestling. I didn't start training pro wrestling at 9. I started doing amateur wrestling.
Is there an up and coming wrestler that you have your eyes on for a match?
I will say that I am going to be after I plow through the Necro Butcher at Crimson Crown. I'm going to be having a rematch with Hex at Best of the West. And I would say that you guys shouldn't sleep on Hex. He's not a deathmatch guy. He's going to be at the next Crimson Crown, too. He's going to be doing a match with Miggy Rose at Crimson Crown. I think it's going to be the opening match. You guys like shoot style submission kind of wrestling, then he's good. He's a little dude, but he's tough as nails because I just beat the ever-loving fuck out of him. He was completely welted and bloody from head to toe, not ever doing a hardcore match. And he fucking hung in there and was happy about it afterwards and wants more. And he's not trying to do the deathmatch shit, but he's a fucking tough as nails kid. He's probably, I want to say 2 years in, maybe slightly less than 2 years in. And he trained for a while. He trained with us, and then he trained, Sledge and Best of the West and our local guys here in our area. And then he also went to the school at New Japan, and he trained there as well. So he's very good for his time. As long as he's been in the business, he's very fucking good. So you guys should watch out for him.
All right.
I will say the most. Besides that, I will say the most underrated deathmatch wrestler in the entire world is Michael Kruger. So that's what I would say. He should be fucking going to Japan and shit. He's fucking young. He would fucking go in a heartbeat. So I would give him my spot in Japan if I could. If I was asked to go to Japan for 2 months, I'd be like, no, book my little brother. Because
Kruger is a fucking beast. I met Kruger at that Cornish Cup. Yeah. And he's so down to earth, so humble, and the man can fucking work, and he's a fucking beast.
He can do flips and shit. He's fucking way fatter than me, and he gets up way lighter than my fat ass. I'm a fucking sandbagging piece of shit. He can do a backflip. I could fucking moonsault his ass. He's fucking crazy like that. Like he can do a bunch of shit for being as fat as he is. I will say that. He's very, very deceptively athletic. He doesn't do a lot of that in matches because he knows it doesn't make sense because he's actually good. So, but he could do flippy shit if he wanted to. He could do fucking spot monkey shit. So.
Fuck yeah, that big man can fucking move, and he can take some fucking pain.
Yes.
I know. I used to beat the ever living shit out of him 10 years ago at UW when he was new. Man, there's a reason why he is so fucking tough. I'll tell you that because me and Gil and we used to beat the shit out of him when he was he started doing death matches with all of us that we're like, oh, all of us West Coast guys, we punch each other in the face for real. That's our gimmick out here. Like that was for UEW for a while. It was just like you come here, we fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like it's like so, but
Is there anything that you would like to plug? Upcoming shows, social media, promos, links, etc.
I will say Crimson Crown Wrestling, July 11th, I think it is. Necro Butcher, Taipei. I will be back at Slave to the Death Match in September in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
I will be at the Arizona Death Match Tournament, first ever Death Match Tournament in Arizona in October. Fucking huge names announced. Gage, Kobayashi, Masada. Good. It's gonna be a fucking killer show. I hope they fucking draw and pack that place and it's super successful for them.
Was it the Desert Deathmatch Show or whatever?
It's Arizona Deathmatch Company. It's Death in the Desert. Yeah,
that's right. I've seen the promos for it. I've seen pictures and stuff for it.
It's their first show, and they booked nothing but killers. So like they it's their first show, and they know what they're doing when it comes to booking. So,
oh heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I hope they do really well. I'm gonna be out there. Fucking Giggles is gonna be out there. We're gonna be fucking taking the Arizona Deathmatch fucking tournament trophy home back to California.
Fuck yes. If you was going to create a faction or a stable, who would be in it and what would it be called?
It would be called Creep Show, and it would be me, and it would be Giggles, and it would be Michael Kruger, and it would be Sage Sid, and it would be Sledge, and it would be Brawlin' Bill Cooper, and it would be everyone else who was in Creep Show because it already happened. Second answer, it would be Cult Fiction, and it would be me, and it would be Masada, and it would be Homeless Jimmy, and it would be Brain Damage, and it would be... I could go on and on, but those are my two answers, is the two stables I'm a member of. The two most important deathmatch staples of all time.
I'd take that gladly. Okay. So, ICW December the 30th, 2012, you was facing BC Killer, and Hollywood comes in and hit you in the back with something. What was it? It looked like a whip with light tubes on it, like a belt with light bulbs or whatever on it.
I think it was Christmas ornaments. I think it was like a whip or a mace of Christmas ornaments and light bulbs or something. If I remember right, that was a long fucking time ago. Where did you pull that out of? What the fuck?
I was watching it on YouTube, and I was like, "What?"
That was my
my
first ever LA deathmatch. That was the first time I had a deathmatch in LA that I got booked down here.
YouTube or IWTV, and I was like, "What the fuck is this guy hitting him with?" I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna."
That was my first ever deathmatch booking in LA. So, because I said I'm not a NorCal guy, I'm not a SoCal guy, I'm a Central California guy. I'm right in the middle of the state, so I have to travel far to get anywhere that's worth a shit. You know, as far as when it comes to like deathmatch or bigger indies and that kind of stuff. Best of the West is awesome though. Our local one, we're drawing fucking huge numbers. Our shows are packed. It's fucking awesome. We have names. We have Bestia. We have Mecha Wolf. You know, we have good fucking wrestlers on our shows. So there is good wrestling here. It's just not necessarily deathmatch wrestling. So I gotta travel far. And that was Angel, the hardcore homo Angel, who gave me my first shot, booking me for LCW and giving me that spot. And then before LCW, we used to talk a lot before LCW closed. Like, he had fucking plans for me, and he had like believed in me and stuff. He was the first guy to really give me a good fucking spot down there. And then another one too after that was Mex PW, Mike Hartsfield. He gave me opportunities down there. I got to wrestle B-Boy for Mex Pro in a fucking normal one-on-one match and fucking tear it up with B-Boy and show I can wrestle. That was fucking awesome. I got to wrestle fucking BC there. I got to wrestle a lot of people, you know, and that was before UEW.
How was your memory? I know back in 2017, you took a break from it because of your memory, but like, is it better now? Because I know like over time it can get better.
100%, because you know, the thing about it is, you know, diagnosis, doctors ain't perfect, and you know, all my symptoms match concussion, you know, related. But it turns out I have Hashimoto's disease. I have a thyroid problem. So I have I have a thyroid disease that is the reason why I was so tired all the time, why it was hard for me to be motivated to lift and stuff, why it was hard for me to keep weight off, why my memory was bad. All that stuff was related to my Hashimoto's disease. So now that I have that managed through medication that I take every single day, all that went away. And so that's why what motivated me to come back to wrestling, lift weights, get healthy, and fucking give it one more shot, you know, because all that went away as soon as I realized what I actually had. So if you guys aren't feeling, if you're listening to this and you feel fucking shitty and you don't know why, you should go get blood work done. It's like, it's not that expensive, even if you don't have insurance, and they'll fucking tell you like something that might actually like change your life, you know, because like I could have just fucking accepted that and just like felt like shit the rest of my life, right? Like realistically, you know, like if we didn't figure it out otherwise, but now I feel good.
My mama's friend has that. She has the Hashimoto's, man, and I've seen her come to my mama's house, bro, and be like, she'd be like, I just woke up an hour ago and look like she been running for fucking 10 days, bro. She's so tired, she's wore out.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, but it's easy to fix, like with medication. So
yeah.
So what's the most
most
sinister, like craziest?
If you watch the last Crimson Crown Deathmatch tournament, the one Carnage one, I made for me versus Kruger under the Crimson Sea 2. I made a functioning weed whacker that had fish hooks on it. So it was a weed whacker, but it had fish hooks on the end, and it worked. That shit fucking went fast, and and that shit sucked. Don't get me wrong. That motherfucker Kruger hit me with that, and I was like, yeah, you know, when I start making these things, I should really think about like the crazier shit I make. Who's gonna get fucking stuck with it? But I've outdone myself. I have a gimmick. I guarantee I'm not going to be using it at the next CCW, unfortunately, because there's one thing I know about Necro. He don't want none of that fucking weird fucking like extracurricular shit. We can fucking have a great fight with fucking glass on our fists, and we don't need any crazy fucking gimmick for me and Necro. So I'm not even gonna bring it. I'm not even gonna attempt to use it on that because I don't need it with Necro Butcher. All I need is these, because that's what he taught me. Is all I need is these.
That's true.
So for that match, I'm not gonna bring it, but I am gonna be bringing it in the future. I'm not gonna tell anyone what it is, but you guys better get ready for the most viral fucking deathmatch video spot you've ever seen when I bust this motherfucker out, because this shit is insane. It is insane, and I cannot believe it actually works. I'm just gonna say it at that. Like, I outdid myself with the fish hook weed whacker because this is mechanical genius as well as functioning and very fucking hardcore and crazy. And honestly, kind of silly and funny too. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's got a little bit of everything.
I want to imagine what the fuck this is going to be.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna say it so one of these motherfuckers listening can steal my shit, because that's what would happen.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even be able to do it in time.
Exactly. You know how it goes. You got any questions, Squirrel?
We're not hearing you, bro.
Yeah, bro, we can't.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you see the Ed Gein interviews?
Not the show, but I've read the book by John Borowski about it.
You're choppy again, bro.
We can't hear anything you're saying, bud.
No.
What about something else? While he's figuring that out, what about something else?
So, if you was to do a death match with somebody, like, you know, that you haven't faced in a three-way, who would it be?
In a three-way?
Yeah.
So pick two people that I haven't faced?
Yeah.
It's very hard because I much prefer a one-on-one than a three-way match, because you can tell a much better story. Like, so like I love Del Patrick to death. I think he's one of the best American deathmatch wrestlers there are, but I had a three-way with him and Bryant Woods that was supposed to be me and Bryant Woods' grand rematch from King of the Deathmatch. It was like scissor boards, and we did it for Ian. We came back, and Ian was supposed to wrestle Dale, and me and Brian had the scissor boards match, and at the last second, it got turned into a three-way. And I fucking love Dale. I'd love to wrestle Dale one-on-one anytime, but I'm just saying, like, the story that me and Brian could have told with our scissor boards match as a remake of like that versus it being a three-way really fucked up kind of like our little plan. You know what I mean? So the match is good, and I love working with Dale, but just because it got turned into a three-way, that's how the story you can tell. Like, unless it's like a feud, like, because I like feuds and shit. So when I can have creative input anywhere, like this Best of the West shit we're doing right now is fucking awesome, because we tell a story over multiple. We continue a storyline. You know what I mean, and escalate it or whatever like that. So I love that kind of booking rather than a cold one-on-one. I'd rather have a program with somebody. Pick somebody to have a program with, would be my dream, rather than a three-way match. Like that's kind of just like, if you, so you're gonna pick two porn stars and have a threesome with them, right? and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be over. Okay, then it's a cold fucking yeah. It was great. Yeah, he had a great time, but it wasn't really like spiritually storytelling satisfying as far as death. Yeah. So like I could say yeah, give me Junkasai and whoever, you know what I mean, like, and that that's great, but I'd much rather have a one-on-one so we can actually tell a story within a match and not just hit each other with shit in a three-way. You can still tell a good story with the three-way, don't get me wrong, but like I much prefer like the story of a match. Like a one-on-one match is so much better than a clusterfuck to me.
I'm trying to get that fucking rematch with you and fucking Bryant Woods.
It's got to happen before both of us ain't long for this world. I'll tell you guys all that. Like Bryant, he's already said like he's going to be done soon. I don't know when. I'm not putting any kind of limitation or date or anything like when I'm going to stop wrestling. I'm just going to do whatever I want while I want to do it, while I'm having fun doing it, and take the bookings I want to take them. So I'm not really necessarily like saying I ain't going to wrestle and then, because I'm picking and choosing my bookings too. Like I get hit up a bunch and I don't take a bunch of shit because I only want to wrestle so many times in good death matches against good people for good companies. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's not worth it for me to finish pumping out my bump card, just doing whatever I can and doing every indie little like normal indie that's not a death match or doing like just because like I only got so much with all my fucking problems that I do have that aren't my head, not the concussion, but like I have fucking 2 bad legs, a bad shoulder, a bad wrist. I got a lot of shit, so
yeah.
I'm not gonna use it up in things that are meaningless.
I mean, like, you might have to go back down to Deep South because I don't think Woods really. I mean, he does go out of Deep South, but
they did tell me y'all come back now. You hear?
I'd love to see JD back in fucking Deep South. That'd be cool as fuck.
Well, I would say that nothing is off the table. So, but just a question of what works for everybody, dates, everything else that relates to booking. So, but I would say nothing's off the table. I'm not that guy that says I'll never work for this place or that place. Like I'm not the kind that says like also, oh, you can't work for them if you're going to work for us. Whoever says that, that's the least punk rock thing ever. So if that person instantly, I don't care for what fucking company, if anyone ever told me you can't do this or you can't do that, I would just be like, hey, fuck you. straight up. I don't care. The biggest Vince McMahon, if he was going to the fucking chest shitter himself, I don't care. Anyone, if they would tell me what to do in relation to wrestling, I'd just be like, no, fuck you, bro. Like I'm a pug rocker. I ain't gonna fucking play with your bullshit in this thing we do called wrestling on the weekends. You know what I mean? Like it's not, like I said, it's not my focus of my life and my career. So at any moment I can tell anyone, hey, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I'll punch you right in the face right now. I don't care if you're the most powerful booker in deathmatch wrestling. You don't fucking mouth off to me, brotherfucker.
Hey, JD and Little Sicko would fucking kill it though if they would like.
Oh, for sure, I would love that. Yeah, Little Sicko is good. I've seen some of his shit, and I have a track record of really tearing it up with little dudes too, like Max X. I used to wrestle back in the day. Hex, we just had a fucking banger, like stuff like that. Dudes that can do a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm down to do the fat boy hack and slash at any time and just punch each other in the face and break shit on each other. Like, but like, when I wrestle those little guys, I can do more of my shit too. So like I like that too. Like I said, I ain't no spa monkey, but I can do wrestling. I can do shit. You know what I mean? And I like to incorporate some wrestling, but I also like it to be a fight. But when I can hit my like super fucking choke slam thing, I like to do it. You know what I mean? But I can't do it to everybody.
Hell yeah.
I can't do it to Kruger. Actually, I probably fucking could. Just like I said earlier. Actually, I probably could do it to fucking Kruger, but I couldn't do it to a lot of people, like bigger people is what I'm saying. He could probably fucking do it. I couldn't. I couldn't be on the receiving end of my own move, but
Kruger, he's one of those guys. Like he's a nice guy, but he looks like one of those guys you piss off, he's just gonna fucking plow right through.
He's an absolute shooter too, like in real life. Like he's a wrestler for real too. Like he will fuck you up in real life. Like, yeah, so that's one thing about Michael Kruger too, is like he's a fucking shooter, Like, many times I saw that look in his eye while I was beating the fuck out of him when he was young, and I'm like, hey, big boy, calm down. Remember.
I like to see you and Kruger tag up and see Crimson Crown, bro, and take him tag team belts.
Well, when it comes down to it, we have that's the plan. The Kruger's, I don't think we're worried about the tag team belts right now. I got Kruger's back, but You better be ready for Kruger to put fucking Carnage in a body bag and light that motherfucker on fire at this next show and take the fucking deathmatch belt. You better be ready for that shit. So we might not have the tag for a while because we don't really need to, because I got my belt, he's got his belt, and we fucking run shit. So we don't need to have, we're not fucking the Ultimo Dragon. We don't need to have 8 belts. My luggage does not need to be that heavy. First of all, I have a bad back. I'm not gonna fucking haul that shit around.
That's true.
I'm just saying, like, but you know, we're gonna be killing it in singles, even if we are a group. And when it called upon, you know, I know I can count on him. He can count on me when it comes to Crimson Crown. So
Fuck yes, I fucking
even if he can't talk, except for kill me, or was it kill me? Kill me. That's all he knows how to say. So it's kind of difficult to practice tag team strategies because he can't talk English or anything because he's a demon from hell. So yeah, I try to talk to him. I'm like, hey, bro, what if we do this and this and this, you know? And then we do this, and he's all kill me, because that's all he knows how to say. So he doesn't talk. So I'm working on it. Giggles is trying to teach him sign language. Like we're trying to have a cohesive strategy. Like Giggles is pretty good, you know, at teaching people. Like she's gonna get him up on the sign language. We're gonna be able to do a double clothesline one day or double suplex or something. I bet we can, you know, maybe a double choke slam. We'll shoot for a double choke slam because we both do that. Maybe he can understand, you know, I'll draw a picture and Giggles will do sign language and I'll be like, yeah, kill me. Yeah, kill me. You know? And that's how we'll plan it, you know. So.
But I thank you for your time, JD, bud.
All right, bud. Thank you guys. Crimson Crown, check it out next. And I'm gonna announce that other booking soon if I'm allowed to. If it's a surprise when you see the footage, you guys, it'll fucking blow your mind because I'm shooting for that to be. I don't care if it's a stage that people would ever expect it to be a death match. I'm shooting for the fucking match of the year. So when you guys see your fucking little votings and all these Facebook groups, don't fucking sleep on JD Hoare versus blank at blank. I don't know. I don't know what I can say, but I'm just saying straight up, like this will be a memorable match. I'm putting everything I fucking have into it. So
once it goes up, once the flyer goes up, I'll share around.
All right, buddy.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, thank you, bro.
Later, guys.
You,
hey, there will be blood.